see my phone as well.
Doesn't say. I'm going to jobs. Okay, yeah, you're live on TikTok.
I am.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see how many people?
Currently 0.
Currently 0.
Currently 0.
All right.
Say something.
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, hold on. Nothing. Okay, and you're gaining viewers. There's no sound. Not that I can hear. Oh wait, I'm on Bluetooth. Hold on. Try it again.
Now it should be okay.
There's no sound. Oh wait, I'm on Bluetooth. Hold on.
Oh, that's default. It still shows internal microphone.
Hold on. Then click to
Wireless microphone RX.
wireless microphone or X, is it? Wireless microphone.
Yeah, but that's not always on there.
It is. Yep, you're connected to the microphone now.
One more time.
Yep, you're connected to the microphone.
One more time.
Yep. People are
There we go. There we go. Hello from Texas. Yeah, connected here. Very nice. That's all the familiar faces and familiar names. Love your tips on cooking Oriental food. Good. Have you tried any? Have you tried any of my recipes? I don't know. Okay. Yeah, it shows here, Sarah. See, that's how many people are watching, I think, combined on 2 channels. You don't need to whisper, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Just do that.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
I just shot a fried chicken video, so I have like 5 big pieces of fried chicken. So sorry about that. Yeah, can you guys tell me where you're all from? Because I got a hello from Texas. Actually, I got Sarah, which is helping me streaming today. She's the camera woman who never dies, and she is from Boston. Yeah, you don't know this. Cameraman never die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We're just gonna hang out and chat a little bit. And then I think when more people are coming, we're just gonna cook. I've got all the ingredients here. Where can I see the live stream on YouTube? I think, are you guys on YouTube mainly, or this is all from YouTube? Oh, this icon. Yeah, there's a lot for me to learn as well. This is my first ever live stream in my life. Frank called Butterworth. Right. You from Warren Butterworth? 8-inch sausages.
There's a ton of
Yeah.
comments on TikTok. We just can't see them.
All right. Yeah. So there's a glitch here actually. So I'm doing two. One's on YouTube and one is on TikTok. I'm doing two channels at the same time, but the app I'm using only posts through the YouTube channel comments for the last 5 minutes. But now I'm just using my colleague's phone so I can see the TikTok comments as well. Yeah.
Saying you're a great chef.
You're a great chef, good knowledge. You see, that's the thing, guys. Before I start do videos, you know how I start this channel, which is crazy. I run business and made a lot of videos before, but without me in the video, I'm just making food videos. And then none of them work. Like literally, I upload a video, it's just wah, 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 just like that. And then one day I said, wow, why don't I just create a scenario and then just do it? A recipe, which is the first ever videos on this channel, and it just went absolutely bananas, like really, really hit it off for God knows what reason. I still couldn't find out today. So then I did, and then it just become like a thing where I don't realize how many people are craving cooking knowledge, because I don't watch a lot of cooking shows myself, because those reality shows, Gordon Ramsay, Kitchen Nightmare, all this, it's not like real to me. But I've seen a lot of shorts, and then I thought that people have no shortage of cooking knowledge, because so many food cooking video tutorials, like shorts. But then when my videos getting popular and then I start to watch others, I know exactly why, because a lot of them are for entertainment. It's actually not for real cooking tutorial. And I am not nearly as good enough as making those, very fancy, nice paste. What do you call that? MSRA videos?
Oh, ASMR.
ASMR videos, yeah. I have no skills to do that. But what I can do is just sharing the knowledge that I acquired of my nearly 10-year career as a Chinese chef. So yeah, I mean, you're welcome. I love making the videos, especially getting some questions from you guys as well. And some of the questions are really eye-opening for me as well, because I don't really see cooking as some of you, the use perspective.
People are asking how long can you freeze lamb chops before they go bad?
Which one?
TikTok.
TikTok.
They're asking how many can you freeze lamb chops before they go bad?
How many?
How long can you freeze lamb chops?
Right. So how long can I freeze lamb chops before they go bad? You can freeze them for a very long time. It depends on how good they were, how good the lamb chops before you freeze it. Two things. One is make sure the freezer is cold enough, and second is make sure that really, really airtight. Like I'm talking about cling film, and foil and in a sealed container, because lamb chops are quite a expensive cut, which I don't use very often. I use, well, you guys know me, I use cheap cuts all day.
You've got people from
Hi from Holland, really? Wow. I had actually a business proposal a couple of months ago. They asked me to go to Amsterdam to open a site, which I told them to do a marketing research to see how big the market. Hello from UK. Yeah, actually, guys, there's a few of us now. So there's 50. How many on TikTok now? 40 on TikTok, and I think 50 on YouTube. Guys, do me a favor because I like to know where you're all from. Do this for me, please. Just type 1 if you're from UK, type 2 if you're from US, type 3 if you're from Europe, and type 4 if you're from Canada and Australia, all those Commonwealth, and type 5 if you're from Asia, like Thailand. I know I have some viewers from these areas. So yeah,
Okay.
you can help me out here. So
2
we're
from the States, 1 from the UK, 1
all
from
right.
Europe. Oh God, more comments. Mostly from the States.
Mostly from the States.
We got like 5 from the States,
That's really surprising.
3 from Europe, 1
Yeah.
from Australia, 2
From Australia.
New Zealand,
New Zealand. All right.
Norway, Zimbabwe,
Oh, there you go. All the threes coming in now. I see.
Hawaii,
All right.
South Africa.
South Africa. Wow. Okay. Equal, like quite an equal distribution. PH, is that Philippines? Wow, that's nice. That's nice. I recently developing recipes. I know it's not directly linked to Philippines, but it's nasi lemak, and I start to learn how you guys do those pastes, which is quite extraordinary, and try to develop that for the new business. Right, how many we have now? I feel like we could start cooking anytime soon.
Yeah, I think time's
Yeah. Shall we? Shall we get this thing going? Oh, one more question. I wanna just talk a bit more. One more question.
Is it proper to coat lamb chops with the sauce before serving, or serve it separately?
Right. So there's a question from Chef Dels on TikTok. So, Chef, is it proper to coat lamb chops with sauce before serving or serve it separately? I'm from Inner Mongolia. For me, lamb doesn't go with any sauce. Lamb go with, oh, actually one sauce is the fermented chive that grows wild, wildly in my neighborhood and in Mongolia as well. I don't really recommend heavy sauce with lamb because for 2 reasons. First, lamb is like fish; it's very umami dense, and then the natural umami it determines the quality of lamb. For example, if the lamb is poorly frozen, then the umami is gone. Then you have this like a gamey sort of earthy taste a lot of people don't like. So that's with lamb. So if you got a nice, really fresh piece of lamb, it's like seafood. Just don't season it with a lot of sauce. And try just salt and correct temperature. And if you serve it with sauce, definitely separate. You have to give your customer a chance to appreciate the quality of the lamb that you serve. Vice versa, if you're not using, let's say, top quality lambs, by quality I mean freshness, I don't mean cuts. So if your lamb is a bit old, then probably serve with sauce. I mean, yeah, like I said, there's a different part of the world that have different produce. If you happen to be a place where lamb have to travel quite a long distance to reach to you, then you don't have access to fresh lamb like in the UK or in my hometown, in the Mongolia. Then yeah, sauce a lot and cover. Right, I think we're gonna start cooking. Can you get a cooker over?
Yep.
I'm just gonna. Okay, let's go through what we're gonna cook first. Can we zoom this thing out a little bit? Yeah, I don't need this one yet. I'm just gonna do. Yeah, can you bring me a smaller pot? Yeah, it's the one I washed. I think on the left hand on that side, Sarah, just behind you. Is there any there I can use? Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm just gonna try to see if I can zoom out this. I just got this new cam. Yeah, I'll let you work on this, and then I'll let you work it out. I'll go through the dishes. Right. So today I'm cooking two dishes, two of my favorite stir fries. All right. So the first stir fry is gongbao chicken. That's actually the top number one dish I sold in my career. I think I cooked this dish more than anything else. So that's first gongbao chicken because I was trained as a Sichuan cuisine chef. And the second one is the pork belly. Yeah, is that as far as it goes? Yeah. So I think we're just gonna aim it down a bit. Yeah. 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 Can still see me. Right. Okay. So first, let's do this. Sorry, actually, can we just change it where put the computer there so I can cover all these area if we can. Sorry, guys, gonna just move a little bit so you can see me and see the process I'm doing as well. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. This will work. Yeah, this one. I'll just carry on. Yeah, if you can just check with this link 360, how do they? How? Yeah, how they zoom out?
We'd have to end the live stream and come back.
For
because you made it it's this way now.
Yeah.
The only way to make it zoom out a little bit is to change that.
Yeah.
You can't do that while online.
Oh, I don't think so. I think we can still zoom the cam. Yeah. Have you checked?
Yes, it's as zoomed out as it possibly can be. But because
okay.
of the length of the table right this second, we're not going to be able to, unless I can pull over a chair and move the computer back a bit.
Yeah, just use that chair. Right, so two dishes. Sorry about that. So two dishes. First is gongbao chicken, and the second is the pork belly stir fry. So pork belly stir fry again is the single most popular pork stir fry dish in the Sichuan cuisine. So I got this piece I brought in from work. So yeah, let's start it. And for the ones that you're cooking with me, we just kind of let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah, could you? Yeah. That's it. Okay. Yeah, can you guys hear me? Okay. Right. So pork belly. Pork belly stir fry. This one is like a very classic Sichuan cuisine. It uses very simple ingredients I listed, so you guys can see here. This is the fermented board beans. This is the soul of Sichuan cuisine. I'll bring it a bit closer so you guys can see it. Yeah, it looks quite dark, and this one usually we age them for like 3 years minimum to get the flavor out. And then the first, which is sometimes this dish is called double cooked pork belly stir fry, is that we boil the pork belly first. Yeah, sorry, can you just boil this for me? Just on the, yeah, there's lids on the second drawer. Yeah. And put a 20-minute timer on, please. Yeah. Right. So first is boil that whole piece of pork belly. I just put it in a pan. That's the first step. You bring the water to boil, and then lid on, medium gas, and then boil them for 20 minutes. So that's why I'm doing that one first. It's 12:30 a.m. in Bali. Late time cooking show. Right. So second, I'm just gonna. So second, we're gonna start prep the meat first. So with stir fries, it's always, in order to save you time, you prep everything beforehand. So everything, meat, marinade, sauce, pre-mix them, and veg, washed and chopped, and then you start to think about cooking. So that's how we're gonna do it today. Let me just grab my cleaver. Yeah, stay on. Does it stay on? That's it. That's it. Release. That's it. Yeah. I click this one. Right. I've never cut meat sitting down before. Right, so for gumbao chicken, we're gonna prep the meat first. Chicken thighs, right? We're gonna take the skin off. Yeah, take the skin. You can just peel them off like that. Just pull them. Now, some of you, if you want to cut the fat off, cut the fat off. I will leave them on. And also, so there's a bone in the middle. This is chicken thighs. So we're just gonna debone them. I'm gonna do it slightly closer to you. All right, so debone them. Open in the middle. Just cut it around the bones.
They're asking, do you do anything with the pork belly before you boil it, or just rinse it with water?
Just rinse. So the question: do I do anything with the pork belly before I boil it? If the pork again comes to freshness, so if the pork belly is really fresh, like the piece I got, that's really fresh. Don't add anything. There's tutorials say do add seasoning, but no need. But if the pork is let's say a couple of days old, then you can add star anise, ginger, and a bit of a cooking wine, just to mask the gamey sort of odor. But if the pork is fresh, there's absolutely no need. Right, so bone is removed. That's a one chicken thigh.
They're asking, are you velveting with bicarbonate soda?
No, no. Bicarbonate soda only works with red meat. That's a very, very rare occasion where chicken will require it. Some fried chicken recipes use bicarb soda, but it's not velveting. It's for make the chicken coating flaky, like more bubbles. Because what happens when you cook? That's how bicarb soda sort of tenderize meat. Is when bicarb soda get into the meat when you cook them in high temperature, the bicarb soda bubbles a lot and then just forces its way out. So it kind of like punching inside the meat and break up the tissues, and that's how it makes it tender. That's why you see a lot of a Chinese place, they add a lot of bicarb soda into meat, and when they fry them, the meat become like a balloon. They just puff up, and then you look like that's a big piece of meat, but it's actually in reality that's a very thin cut. But with the effect of bicarb soda, it looks like like a puffy meat. So yeah, don't need to leave the bicarb soda. Don't need to rinse off the bicarb soda. Right, that's bone number 2 out. Skin off. For you guys, just buy the skinless, boneless thighs, unless you want the skin on. This stir fry, if you want skin on, you can leave the skin on. But I just want to show you the whole process of top to bottom. So thigh number 3. Today the thighs I use are slightly smaller, so they're about 80 to 100 grams. and I'm cooking for 3 people today, so I use about 300 meat, minus the bones and skin, so about 3 thighs. But usually for 2-person household, 2 thigh will be enough. Right, I'm gonna stand up. This is a bit weird. Right, I'm just gonna cut this and I'll quick show you how to cut the chicken. So cut the chicken, you see, like slice them like this, sometimes it moves. And with a lot of time, so this is dice. So this is one way to cut it, all right? So this is one way to cut it. And a lot of times in the Chinese kitchen, the cutting motion is like this. Because it's a lot of gristles in the kitchen, you have to hammer the knife down to really get rid of the gristle. And it's a nice rhythm as well when you cut it. So yeah,
Someone said meat should be washed in vinegar first.
Meat should be washed in vinegar first. What for? The vinegar will interfere with the seasoning. And why do you need to wash meat? Don't need to wash meat. Watch my previous videos. Washing meat. Washing meat doesn't help if the meat is not. If the meat is fresh, can you get rid of this for me, please? If the meat is fresh, use it. If it's not fresh, don't use it. Right. So now we have diced chicken, right? Then it comes to marination. So light soy, just a little bit. This is about 3/4 of a tablespoon for 300 grams. So 1/4 of a tablespoon for 100 grams. And then salt and pepper. Oh yeah, here. Right. Yeah, and some salt. Sorry, my hands are dirty. Could you just add some salt for me? Yeah, just here. No, the other way. That's it. That's it. Beautiful. And then this is white pepper. In Chinese cooking, we often use white pepper instead of black pepper because white pepper actually enhances umami, and black pepper, it tastes nice, but it kind of stands out too much. So that's why for seasoning, we use white pepper mostly. When we use black pepper, the black pepper will be the star of the dish. For example, black pepper beef, black pepper chicken, then you can actually taste it. Sarah, could you pass me some corn flour? It was just under that, just under the microwave, just behind you, under the microwave, open. Yeah. Do you see? Yeah, there we go. And some water as well, please. And then next up, corn flour. Oh, actually, water first. Yeah, so you have salt, light soy, and white pepper. We're just gonna add some water. It depends on how dry your chicken is. For example, this one is in the UK. The chicken is never been previously frozen before, so they're quite dry. And you need to add some bit more water into it. Yeah, I'm just gonna start. And when you massage, you see there's quite a lot of liquid. I added about, I think, 100 ml. You can see there's like liquid inside. Yeah, just gonna go quickly. So this is the hand motion. You kind of like pick it up and drop it, pick it up and drop it. That's how you make the chicken absorb all the liquids. You see that? See, now it's almost dry. So a couple of more go. And now we add corn flour. So corn flour heaped about half a tablespoon. This is for 300 grams. And then mix again. And then you see the chicken is kind of like a very sort of, what's the word I'm looking like? Not tender, but like watery.
Moist.
Yeah, moist. There you go. Yeah, it's like that. But no water at the bottom. No water at the bottom. But the chicken is a lot more moist. And now we seal the top with oil. You can use any oil of your choice, but I'm using olive oil. I mostly use two oil, olive oil and peanut oil for cooking. So oil seal on top. And that's it. That's into the fridge. And 2 seconds, I'll be back. I'll just wash my hands. Any questions, Sarah?
Yes, got a couple.
Yeah.
Some people thought you were Japanese.
Some people thought I'm Japanese.
Yep. And then some people are asking where in the UK are you broadcasting from?
We're in the UK. I'm in Newcastle. I'm in UK, Newcastle. Yeah, have you got tissues?
I can get them.
Right, so that's pork belly is in the cooking, and chicken is marinated. Now we're gonna deal with the veg. Yeah. Yeah, here I got it. I got it.
Said, when you did the Sichuan boiled beef, did you pour the oil? You just poured the oil on top. How can someone eat or drink so much oil?
How can someone eat or drink? Don't drink the oil and don't eat the oil. The dish for that, you can think of that dish as a hot pot. So the beef, you just kind of pick it up and it will be covered in oil. And to be honest, it's a quite oily dish. And that's what Sichuan cuisine is about. Sichuan cuisine is very dynamic, so they have some like crazy techniques, and it works so well. And for the beef, and we have also a spicy boiled fish, which the fish is in oil, so there's no stock; it's just pure oil, seasoned oil. Right. So veg is very simple today. So we have this. We have spring onions. That's for the gongbao chicken. Actually, in China, we use like the big spring onions, like the big long ones. I think sometimes they can get like 2 meters high, but they are not leek. They're actually onions. So this is sweet peppers. That's what I can get today. So yeah, we'll just cut the veg. And Sarah, could you pass me the chopping board and pass me a. Yeah, and pass me the cleaver as well. Yeah, just that one will do. Yeah. Right. Again, I'm just gonna stand up for this. So spring onions is easy. Usually, if it's clean, you don't need to wash them because washing onions actually takes a lot of flavors off. You see this, you just peel the outside layer off, and that's okay to use. See, just like that.
Asking for shallots.
They're not shallots. Shallots are different. Shallots, when it grows, you grow something looks very similar to this, but it tastes different. Shallots has a slightly sweeter taste. This is just spring onion. I think in America it's called scallion.
Everyone's saying thank you for sharing your knowledge and asking if you have your own restaurant.
Thank you for sharing my knowledge. You're welcome. I like to share them. And do I have a restaurant? I used to. Now I run a food production company where I send food recipe meal kits to households in the UK. And but I will have a restaurant soon. I'll share the news with you guys.
They're asking if you're a fan of Tesla.
If I'm a fan of Tesla,
Because you wear the shirts all the time.
I am, and I own a Tesla as well. I think one of the best cars to drive around.
People are asking, what dish are we preparing?
What dish are we preparing? One is gumbao chicken, and the other one is Sichuan double cooked pork belly stir fry. So you have this. Like I said, don't need to wash them. If they clean, obviously if there's soil on them, you can wash them. But I don't like to wash onions, and then you just kind of dice them. Yeah. So you only dice the solid bit. So here. Yeah, you only dice the solid bits into the bowl. And then this we're gonna save. So this is for gumbao chicken, that's a solid top bit. And then these shallow bits we can use for the pork belly stir fry. So that's ready. And then sweet peppers. Sweet peppers, we cut them similar to julienne, take the seeds out. Similar to julienne, but like slightly chunkier. So the thing with Chinese cooking is that you always have a star of the dish, usually is the protein. So you see the chicken I cut, so that's the size of, say, bigger than a pound coin. And then I cut the second main ingredients of the dish, which is the spring onion, that needs to be smaller. So you don't want the spring onion, so you don't want other ingredients bigger than the star of the dish. And same thing as well, I have the pork belly boiling, and after boil, I'm gonna slice it, and they will have like a big thin slice. And this one cannot be bigger than the pork slice. Presentation wise, that's how it works. Otherwise, you have people confusing, and customers will complain like, I don't have enough meat, but that's actually kind of what you did wrong there, is you cut everything else too big.
People are asking if you just cook Chinese food or food from other cultures.
Oh no, not all Chinese. All Asian dishes, and at home I cook a wide range of cuisines. Fried chicken, pizza. I used to make pizza myself, but for business wise, I just cook mainly Sichuan cuisine, Chinese cuisine a lot, Thai, Korean, and Southern Asia, which I'm learning quite a lot now. Yeah, so we have the peppers. That's for the pork belly. And then the end bit from the spring onion, we're just gonna give them one cut. Again, they cannot be bigger than the slice. So this is, so we have cut spring onions for gumbao chicken, and spring onions and peppers for the pork belly. Now the veg is finished. We're gonna cut some herb. So garlic. Yeah, no, it's fine. Can you just empty it, and then, please? Oh, one thing I want to say, I see a lot of tricks about how to peel garlic, and I saw one where they use a whole garlic like this, and then just cut in the middle, and once it's cut, and then smash it, and everything comes out. Don't do that. That doesn't work. Yeah, that's just I don't know why people making deceiving videos like that. It will never work.
Which other peppers should they use if they don't have sweet peppers?
Use any pepper you want, really. And to be honest, I was gonna use chilies, but I have one member of team that doesn't take heat very well,
Okay.
which is Sarah. So I changed to sweet chilies because we have chilies from the bin paste, and I think that's how much she can handle. Yeah. So right, so quickest way to peel garlic is just like this, right? Just smash it and really smash it. Look, that's how it just breaks apart, and then the skin comes right off. So we need 3 of those. So let's say 5. We need 5 for the pork belly stir fry.
People are
That's
asking
one.
if you're going to do lives on a regular basis.
I'll see how it goes. To be honest, today I do live because I really just want to talk to you guys and really want to show you guys a top to bottom preparing for a dinner, but mainly just to talk to you guys really. And I think I am enjoying it so far. So if this goes well, I think I'll come live every Sunday. And another big thing is I do have a restaurant I want to open very soon. So I'll probably do some stream from the restaurant, from a commercial kitchen. That's what I like the most, the Chinese style, fire and smoke. Right, so that's 4, 5 garlic. I don't know, looks enough. So garlic, so whole garlic, but it just smashed, and that will bring the flavor out. And that's it. That's the herbs. And then another thing, we need some garlic for gumbao as well. So gumbao chicken, because again the presentation, we can't smash it, so we just have to use whole garlic. This is not good. So whole garlic, and then we slice it. So with Chinese presentation, it's always like this. Sometimes just consistency. And one thing different with Chinese or Asian cooking, for that matter, between that and let's say Western, mainly French cuisine, is that our presentation is the food. So we wouldn't plate the food into a certain shape for the sake of it. So our cooking is that the food is cooked and it looks nice. Whereas French cuisine, they use food sometimes like a paint. So they then do the table thing. I'm not criticizing them, not a bit. It's just a different philosophy, and I think they do look really nice. But I just want to point out the difference. So, and that some Chinese chef or Asian chef start to say, oh, if we want to charge extra, should we do that? And the answer is no. How long?
It's finished.
20 minutes. All right. So for those of you cooking at home, the pork has been boiling 20 minutes. If your stove is strong enough, it should be okay now. So we take it out. Yeah. So see those whole garlic, we're just gonna slice them into thin pieces. So slice it like that. So that's for the sauces later. Yeah, is the pork ready? Can you put them in a plate for me? Yeah. Just a small plate. Yeah, pork's ready. I'm gonna show everybody what it looks like. Sarah is like the cameraman on Hayuki Tirada. Never ever comes to the front. It's if I find a way to zoom out even more, you guys will see Sarah. Yeah. But actually, just wave hello because people will see you. There you go, Sarah.
Hi.
Right. So here's the pork. You see, 20 minutes, don't freak out. 20 minutes, it's like medium well. So the pork is cooked 80%. And then as you let it cool down, some blood will come off. Don't freak out. That's meant to be. So we're just gonna leave this one to cool. Sarah, can I have an empty bowl? Just give me a couple, like 3 or 4. Just,
How big?
yeah, just these ones will do. Right, now we do sauces. So veg, meat is ready, and we do sauce. And which one we do first? We'll do the gumbao chicken first. Yeah, thank you. Can I get the sugar as well? It's just in that round container. So here's for gumbao chicken. So first, light soy, 1 tablespoon. And then salt. I'm using a grinder now, but if you have a teaspoon, if you are using like normal table salt, it's about 1/3 of a teaspoon. Or you can judge it yourself just for your taste. So far, soy, light soy, salt. So that's the seasoning base. And for gumbao chicken, the seasoning is called little lychee. So it's like small, sweet, and sour. So sour is the Chinese vinegar. So we need quite a lot here. It's about 1.5 tablespoons. And we need the same amount of sugar, tiny bit less. So it's about a tablespoon of sugar. That's it. And then white pepper.
Do you want questions or no?
Questions? Yeah.
Let's see. Got a couple. Do you ever do vegetarian dishes?
Not if I have to. I have to for the business. Home cooking, I don't really mind it. Some aubergine dishes, some noodle dishes happen to be vegan, but I don't aim for vegan or vegetarian because I don't eat a lot of meat. Right. So that's the sauce so far, and then light soy, salt, white pepper, and then dark soy. Dark soy is about 2 teaspoons or half a tablespoon. That's for the color. And we're just gonna add some water in. The water is about 5 tablespoons, so about 50 grams. That's it. And then we give it a good mix with corn flour. Now, really for cooking, you should use potato starch for thickening, but I just have corn flour today. It works too. It's about half a tablespoon. If you use potato starch, half it, so 1/4 of a tablespoon. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna mix well, and this is the cooking sauce. And then we're gonna add the garlic, the sliced garlic we cut earlier in. And we'll release the juice into the sauce.
Do you want some questions?
Yeah, go for it. So that's the gumbao sauce ready. Just a tiny bit more water, I think.
Okay. So do you have a recipe book out?
No.
No?
Yeah, I have. I spoke to one publisher actually. One publisher told me, soon as I hit 500,000 followers, I think I'll get book deals. But I don't know. There's a lot of work. I'm doing a lot of things at the same time. So besides, I did like what 70 videos now, almost 100. That's like a good selection, and I do share all the recipe on the screenshot. So maybe it won't take me too long to do a recipe book.
Okay. Can we show the front of the bottles that you used for the sauces?
Right, here. Take a screenshot. So light soy, dark soy. There you go. Light soy, dark soy, white pepper, just generic white pepper. And this is corn flour that I used. Corn flour, I should quick show you. And some sugar. I'll add vinegar as well. So that's the Chinese vinegar I use for this. So this is fragrant vinegar. Sometimes people choose aged vinegar for this recipe. It works too, but I like fragrant vinegar. But most importantly, it needs to be Chinese black vinegar. That's all. And no, not fruity vinegar, no apple cider vinegar or anything like that. Right, hope you guys got it.
Yeah.
So,
They're asking, where did you learn your craft of cooking?
where do I learn my craft of cooking?
And what's the difference between light soy and dark soy?
Right, two questions, very quick. What did I learn? So I learned from a Chinese chef. That's when I graduated. I went to Newcastle University, and when I graduated, I wanted to do a restaurant. And at that time, I thought I just, kick back and hire a head chef and count the money in the office with a wine in my hand, in the hand. But as the recruiting process goes, and I just got this unsettling feeling that my business will be dominated by this one person. So I just said no. I need to learn it myself. So then I traveled to Sichuan. I actually worked closely with a very good chef at the beginning to set up my first restaurant and recipes and everything. And then I just really be my own head chef from day one and took it from there. And really, it's not an orthodox routine, but in England, because there's not much facilities for me to go to, so that was how I become a chef. And second, light soy, dark soy. So light soy is for seasoning, dark soy is for coloring. And light soy you can eat raw, dark soy I don't recommend. That's that's the basics. And there's tons of details. And if you get to that level, then you ask me that question and I'll answer it. Right. Sauce for the stir fry pork belly. Now, I have already the bean paste. See that bean paste? Yeah. And then this one is a bit, so this one is a lot of fermented stuff. So I show you this one first. You guys don't have to add this. That's why I listed as optional in the recipe. So this is a fermented soybeans. Amazing flavor. So this is about a tablespoon of bean paste, Sichuan broad bean paste. And we're just gonna add about 10 to 15 fermented black beans. I will show you what they look like. They're just soybeans, but they're fermented, so they're black. And just tons of flavor. And the fermenting process is very easy, just salt. So you can say it's salted, but it's not only salted. It's like the Japanese. What do you call the Japanese beans? The sticky ones. We call them nado. We call them nado. It's like a Japanese sticky soybean. People take that for vitamin K.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, you guys probably know the nado. We call them that's the first stage. So that's what you guys get from Japanese cuisine. And you leave that long enough, it becomes this black one.
Everyone's saying nado.
Nado. Oh, we call them nado. That's in Chinese. So nado. There you go. There you go. Right. Two ingredients in broad bean paste, fermented beans, and then of course light soy. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. So we're talking about just over a teaspoon here. That's it.
Are you left-handed or right-handed?
I'm right-handed. And then remember, every time you cook something spicy, you need chilies. You need sugar. So chilies need sugar. Not a lot, just a little bit, yeah? Because for this, chilies are not a taste, right? So 5 basic tastes. It doesn't include chilies. 5 basic tastes: sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and savory or umami. That's the 5 things that human tongue can taste. heat is a sensation. That's why heat needs help. So when you use spicy from chilies, you have to polish it or build a bridge between your tongue and the chilies. That's why some place when they add chilies, it's just heat. It's not good. The beauty of Sichuan cuisine is that they build that bridge so beautifully. Two ways. First, chili oil. Second is sugar. So without sugar, the chili is spiky, is sharp, is not good. Just a bit of a sugar is like balancing the acidity in the tomato. It's so nice, and you actually get to enjoy the flavor of the chilies and flavor enhanced by the heat. Right, so we have this bean paste, black beans, and sugar, and a bit of a white pepper. And 2 seconds, I just got one more thing. Chinese 13 spice. I'll show you. I think you guys might like this. And this is very, very popular and very important in the home kitchen. See this guy? This old man. Yeah, he lives not far from where I'm from. This is, you guys all know Chinese 5 spice, and this is 13 spice. So 5 spice is savory, 13 spice enhance umami. And this dish needs a lot of enhancement for umami. So 13 spice, it comes in like a powder, pre-mixed. And if you guys are interested, that's just like the back cover. Actually, you can find out what they put in as the 13 spice. But they won't show you the ratio, that's the recipe. So it's just about like a third of a teaspoon, not a lot. Don't use too much. And this one works really well in noodle soup. So when your noodle soup feels light, need a bit of a support, you can add some of this, like say a teaspoon. Then you will have this stock savory taste to it. Right, that's it. Finished with a 13 spice, and this is our cooking sauce for the stir-fried pork belly. Now, I'm just gonna show you the whole picture.
Is one of the spices MSG?
MSG, no, these two dishes don't need MSG. I do use MSG, I have nothing against it, but I just don't use it in anything. I don't use it in everything. I use it when it's needed, and I use it a lot. But I would say 70% of the dish I cook doesn't really need it, especially, all the other ingredients might have it as well. For example, light soy. A lot of light soy are seasoned with flavor enhancer already, but not this one. I think curcumin is just water and salt. Yeah, that's it. Right. Okay. So now we have 2 sauces, 2 veg, and we'll have 1 cooked pork belly here, and 1 out of the fridge chicken, diced chicken. So there you go. Every time when you cook, you prep everything like this. So once everything cooked, prepped like this, actually when you cook it, for example, when you serve say 4 or 5 guests, this will come out really fast. So you don't have to struggle to serve everything at the same time. This will pretty much be done very quick, and which I'll show you in a minute. So we have now everything, and let me just get a couple of more things, and we're ready to cook.
Everyone's saying they love the live, they want you to do more of it.
Yeah, that's nice. I do enjoy it. Yeah, yeah. I do enjoy it. Yeah, like I said, you guys like all interested in cooking, and I really do want to share them. And the best way to share them is like this. You see the way I do it, and then you do it with me, so you can really do something really pretty for your family, and they're gonna love you. And also, there's no, I just show you everything as I do if I sell them. So there's no grandma recipes. My
Oh.
grandma actually don't cook very well.
People are asking what sauces they should have in their kitchen.
Ooh, that's a. It really depends on what kind of food you cook normally. For example, my kitchen I definitely have light soy, oyster sauce, cooking wine, two types. One is about 10% alcohol, so wine or Chinese cooking wine. The other one is spirits, so 40% plus. Um, Chinese 5 spice, Chinese 13 spice, fermented beans. Um, Sichuan broad bean paste actually very useful. I think that's a good start. And Chinese have so many cooking sauce, and then you just pick up the sauces you see in your favorite recipes as you go. But with this basic stuff, obviously plus vinegar, sugar, and all that stuff, you can create very good stir fries. And another thing I want to enhance, I want to share is that I see a lot of recipes online. They use a lot of ingredients. But remember, cooking is not about that. For example, the other day I was searching some sauce. I'm not going to name company, but the company advertising, we used 18 ingredients in this sauce. I was like, that slogan says nothing. 18 ingredients doesn't guarantee it's good. All the flavor is with a good balance. It doesn't mean that you're using 18 ingredients and all these ingredients stack up. Sometimes they don't, and the flavor profile collapse with the wrong ingredients, and then you have this overwhelmingly horrible taste. That's when someone is using too much stuff. So a good stir fry, even with Chinese cuisine, which we use um, a lot of different ingredients, but for stir fry, 4 or 5, that's the most, unless it's really the recipe requires to. Right, let's start cooking. Again, I'm just gonna use this low stove I used for the video. You guys probably see this before. Yeah, so probably not as fast. And I'm gonna just stand up. Can I have the wok now then? Sarah, please. Sarah, you are a star today. Really. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, so that's the wok I use. Yeah, it's really good. Right, gas on. Let's fry things first. And first, one of the key ingredients is actually the peanuts. I'll bend over so you guys can see me. So we're just gonna cook some peanuts first. And for you guys to cook at home, that's why I said roasting peanuts, because really don't need the hustle to cook the peanuts yourself. Just by roasting peanuts, so much easier. I just want to show you guys from top to bottom. And so as you can see here, I got some from my company, just like raw peanuts, skin off. And so when you fry peanuts, cold oil in and the peanuts straight in.
What is the oil?
Oh, I use like extra virgin olive oil for cooking, because I don't know, I just feel like in China I wouldn't use this, because in China I have access to other good oil, but in the Europe I have the advantage of access of really quality olive oil, so I use olive oil a lot.
How do you keep fermented black beans? Should you put them in the fridge or an airtight container?
No, nothing. See how I store mine. It's just a bag inside, just like that, and then I just put them in the cupboard, room temperature, because they're salted, so they stay. They're good for like decades, really. So yeah, I'll tip it down so you guys can see. Yeah, that's it. Cooking. So cooking peanuts, if you ever do this, slow gas, and then just wait. Wait the peanuts change the sound when they crack, and you know it's done.
What do you think about cane vinegar as a replacement for Chinese dark vinegar?
What vinegar?
What do you think about cane vinegar as a replacement for the Chinese dark vinegar?
Cane vinegar. Yeah, hold on. I'll just quick show you. See how fast they changes color. See a little bit of brown, and that's it. They are ready. Yeah, just quick show you the result. See, yeah, that's the color you want. See like that. Okay. Now, with the peanuts getting cooler, the final step before we cook is we're gonna slice the pork belly. So let me get the chopping board. So pork belly, once it's cooked, it's actually very easy to slice. So 2mm slices. You can see still like a bit pink in the middle. Yeah, just about 20% that is not cooked through. That's what we want. Because we're gonna cook them again in the wok. So you don't want this to be 100% done, and then stir fry will be dry.
Is frying peanuts with canola oil equal to having peanut oil?
No, that's a different thing. So canola oil is the oil from peanuts, not cooked with peanuts. But you will have a like nice flavored peanut flavored oil. That's for sure. So yes, thin slice. And if you struggle, you can cook this the day before and then just freeze them for, say, 1 hour before you cut it. And then it will be easier to cut. That's it. So that's all the pork belly ready. Right, that's all the chopping for today. Actually, there you go. Thank you. Right, quick wash my hand, or I'll be right back. I think, Sarah, when we start cooking, I think probably, can you hold the camera? Just,
Can I hold it?
yeah, like just point to the wok.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to show the temperature, which is quite important. Right, now we fry the chicken. Bit of oil, just depends on how much you want. And any cooking oil will do. What I recommend for cooking is peanut oil, and really olive oil works quite well, to be honest. I know a lot of Chinese chefs against it because of the cost, but if you are in Europe, you have access to cheap, nice oil, olive oil, use it. Right, so that's the chicken, go straight in. And now here you see that. That's when the rookie mistakes happens, right? So a lot of people, when they do stir fry, They see stuff in, they just think I need to stir it. But actually, the key for stir fry is to don't stir it. Just let it cook. Yeah. And when you season your pan well, like I do, they shouldn't stick. This is just the iron pan. So let's fry this for about 3 minutes.
Someone's asking why you're so skinny.
Huh?
Someone is asking why you're so skinny.
Why am I so skinny? That's really the culture difference because in Chinese standard, I'm not skinny. And funny, I tell you, the other day, my mom just called me, and then she was concerned I'll get fat. So she asked me to lift my shirt. So she wants to see my belly to see if I got any belly fat on. So yeah, I'll show you a tiny bit. Sarah, could you point here? Could you showcase here? Yeah. You see there's those colors. That is wok high. So you need to get that color, right? Oil is a bit too much. No. Yeah, once one side is cooked, you actually can remove some oil. And now you really become like a frying rather than shallow fry. So one side is done, the other side. You see, the whole time I didn't stir it. No stirring. And the other side about 1 minute. And then we break them apart. See, this way it maximizes the color. You know, it's like you fry, although it's diced chicken, but you fry them like a steak. And you see those nice brown color? That will bring your dish to a truly restaurant level. And that is what we call wok high. Wok high is temperature. Wok high is the smoke you cook. Yeah, so this looks about ready. We're just gonna take them out first. Yeah, because while I do this, you can cook them, continue to cook them until finished. But I want to finish 2 dishes at the same time today. So I just really want to reduce the cooking, reduce the prepping time. I squeeze 2 dishes, hopefully in about 5 minutes. Right, bit of oil. Now we're gonna fry the pork belly. Pork belly is a bit tricky, so anyone doing this at home, this will splash a little bit, so be careful. Pork belly in.
Can you clarify that I'm your intern?
Hmm?
Can you clarify I'm your intern? I think I'm dating you.
What's that? You're my intern. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sarah says you're. Yeah, Sarah's my intern, not my wife. I'm from Chicago. I want to learn Chinese cooking. Any recommendation on where a black woman can feel comfortable going to school? Or do I need schooling. A black woman feeling comfortable. You mean in China? Like you want to go to school in China or in America? Right, as you can see, the pork is start to cook. So we're just gonna finish this dish first. The idea is we cook the pork belly long enough until you release some oil. Yeah, to be honest, I mean streaming and cooking at the same time is not easy. I cut this pork belly too thick, I think. That's my mistake. I'll give you an example piece. This is the thickness. This is the thickness that you want. I think I cut some of them too thick. It become chunky. Hey, it will taste nice. As you cook them, you know, they kind of like a curl up. Did I use the right word?
Yeah.
Yeah, curl up like this. That's what you want. And when they're thin enough, they all should do that. But mine is a bit too thick. Try chopsticks.
Thank you, chopsticks.
Oh, thank you, chopsticks. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Thank,
You just
thanking chopsticks. How many people were on TikTok?
60 right now.
60
and then
right now.
on YouTube, I think there's like 100.
100. Fair enough. That's a lot more people than I expected. I thought it'd be like 40, 50.
Nope.
Yeah, you can see they start to get a bit of a color. And we're just gonna add all this pre-cooked veg straight in. Everything at the same time.
Clarify what we're making right now.
Hmm?
Say what we're making again.
Oh, it's the pork belly stir fry. Sichuan double cooked pork belly stir fry. Top selling dish on my website.
Did you season the pork when you first cooked it?
No, this one doesn't need seasoning because the stir fry cooking season process is quite quick, but it's quite intense. And now we add in all these cooking paste we mixed earlier. And this dish will be ready in about a minute.
How much heat did you use it?
So I'm using a very small camping stove, which is maximum heat equals about medium heat. For you that are very good at home, you can use high heat. If you're not that confident, medium heat to start with. You can see that once the paste in, the color gets straight on, and it just become like a dish straight away. And we are ready to dish out. First one. All right, so that's the first dish. I'm gonna wash the wok and we're gonna do the second one. Any questions, Sarah?
How do you maintain the quality of a wooden kitchen utensil and chopping board?
Maintain the quality.
Yes. So like, you know how we did the video about how you wash them, how you keep them clean?
Oh, right, yeah. So to clean the wooden chopping board, you just use the cleaver to scrape it first. And then afterwards, I mean, there are some tips about to oil them and stuff, but I never see the necessity of doing that, because the chopping board I buy is only about £20, and I easily use them for 2 years. So I think within the 2-year frame, you just gotta clean them properly, and that's it. As for spatula and these kind of utensils, buy cheap ones and just rotate them. It's not a lot of maintenance. And for the cooking utensil, especially, cooking is very aggressive. So if any utensil that require maintenance, probably just don't buy it.
People are asking when. Do content creators use portable gas stoves because it's easier to record, or because UK homes they don't have gas supplies?
I can't speak for others, but for my reason is my kitchen behind me, the lighting is not very good, and also for a lot of video shoots, I shoot from top down, so this is like a nicer setup, just like a one ring cooking stove. And again, move on to the next dish, and hot pan, cold oil. So we're just gonna heat up the pan a little bit. Once the pan is heated up, we're gonna add some oil and finish the gumbao chicken, and then we are good for today.
Can you repeat the ingredients of the paste in the pork stir fry?
Yeah, so it's about 1 tablespoon broad bean paste and Chinese 13 spice, fermented black bean, this one, and light soy and some sugar. Right, see now the pan is slightly smoked a little bit. That's hot. We're gonna add oil in. Again, this works because I keep seasoning this pan quite a lot. But if for a new pan, you need to do this first and then get the oil out and then put cold oil in again. But I season this pan quite often, so I'm okay. So now the chicken in, and we add the vegetables in. And fry them until you can smell a bit of, because this has sun-dried chilies in. I just put it in sun-dried chilies, you know, like this one. So fry them until you can smell the chilies cooking a little bit. That's when it's ready. Yeah, right about now. And then the pre-mixed sauce, because it's gonna give it another mix, because all the corn flour will sink to the bottom. And Sarah, can you hold the camera again? Because I want to show the effect. You see now, is it focusing on me? Yeah. Yeah, okay. So now it's dry. I'm just gonna add the sauce in. And again, once the sauce is in, don't move it. Yeah, just let it cook. It will thicken up. Yeah, you can see it start to bubble, become like syrupy. And then we just let it properly heat up before we move it. Otherwise, the thickness will, the corn flour will break and become watery again, which we don't want. Yeah, see that? 1, 2, 3. That's it, right? And then before we dish out, cooking peanuts. Give it another mix. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Ready. All right. That's all the cooking today. That's it. Gumbao chicken. Right, I'll get rid of this. Oh no, this is hot, that's why I got it. Right. Let's try them. Yeah, let me get a spoon first. Cheers.
Chopsticks, no?
Yeah, actually a spoon. Yeah, there we go. Thanks. Right. Now it's the eating time. And now we can talk. Now let's try this gumbao chicken. Seasoning is spot on.
Can we use chili flakes instead of dried chilies?
Don't use chili flakes for this dish. Now it has to be dry chili because chili flakes will attach to the chicken and then just affect the texture. Whereas big sun-dried chilies like this, you can just avoid. They act as a perfume in the dish. So the smoky chili flavor, we would call the burnt chili flavor, is actually very common in Chinese cooking, and it adds a really nice, like a barbecue-ish smoky flavor to the dish, which is really good.
Repeat what the dishes are again.
Gumbao chicken, this is, and this is Sichuan double cooked pork belly. Yeah, I slightly overcooked the peanuts, which I think is because of the live stream. Talking and cooking at the same time. I need to practice this.
So they're asking, they either want the recipe or they're asking where they can get the recipe from.
So I made videos about how to cook gumbao chicken. So go to my channel and check it. Now you will get the recipe for gumbao chicken. And for the double cooked pork belly, I haven't do a video yet. I'll do a video. Otherwise, you can just rewatch the stream, which will be posted on YouTube. I don't know if we're able to post this on TikTok. Yeah, we'll try, and then you'll able to, yeah, you'll be able to get it.
Is it Thai chili?
Yeah, could you? Is it Thai chili?
Is it Thai chili?
Which chili? The sun-dried chilies.
They're just asking in general.
Sun-dried. If this is what you're asking, the sun-dried chilies are Sichuan chilies. And you know what? You're right. I'm gonna get some rice.
They're asking what I think of the food.
What's
I
that?
think it's very good. People are asking.
Got my rice. Let me try the pork belly. So pork belly, I told you before, I cut it too thick. I need to cut it a bit thinner because it was still a bit hot, but still not good.
Sunday next time? Like same time next Sunday for a live stream?
Yeah, probably. I think Sunday next time. Are you available?
I'm available.
Mm.
I am available. Yep.
Mm.
Can you feed the camera so we can try it?
I will try.
Do you have a channel on YouTube?
Yes, same name, Chef Joshy.
on YouTube saying.
Okay, as close up as possible. See this? There you go. There you go. Big piece of meat. Yeah, actually, give it some close up. So this is the pork belly stir fry, and this is the gumbao chicken stir fry.
They would love to see you cook against Bobby Flay.
What's a Bobby Flay?
I think he's a famous chef.
You'd love to see me again to cook with Bobby Flay? Is that what the question is?
Yep.
Mm.
I think it's a competition.
Okay, I'll cook off with anyone.
Why does garlic in America come from China look so white? Issue. Okay. Sarah needs to be the one to taste the dishes and provide the feedback. Eyes. Why does garlic in America that comes from China look so white?
Why does garlic from China so white? There's two types of garlic. One is purple, one is white. And the one I use today is actually white. If you're talking about the peel, they're just a different kind. And white ones tend to be like very big, the big garlic. And the purple ones sometimes gets like tiny. And to be fair, I prefer the purple one. Oh, actually, I don't have a preference. They depends on the freshness. They all good. Actually, Sarah, help yourself. Just have some, please. Yeah, just get a plate. Yeah, get a plate. I will watch the comments. You'll be awesome if you collaborate with other YouTube chefs. What guys can you recommend actually? Because with with the current, the big channels, I don't see a lot of like chefs. I see a lot of very good entertainers, but in terms of chefs, I'm talking about someone that worked in a professional, like I would say Gordon Ramsay, that type of has worked in the kitchen and trained in the kitchen.
With outdoor chef, collab with outdoor chef.
Oh yeah, club with outdoor chefs. Yeah, I've seen a guy cooking stuff on the stone. Yeah, which is which is very entertaining, but I don't know if I can compete with that. Do a video with Uncle Roger. Uncle Roger, yeah. I don't know. I think for his style, he just picks out videos and comments on it. I don't know if he did cook-offs with other chefs. Chef Wang, he's from China. He's high and qualified chef from Sichuan. Chef Wang. Yes, I know exactly which one. That guy's skinnier than me. Yeah, he's not only a chef, he's what we call a fly restaurant chef. Fly as in the little bugs. We have these kind of restaurants in China. We call them fly restaurants. This is because when you go in, it has flies fly around, which is, meaning the hygiene and everything is not very up to the standard. But they cook some of the best dishes. And I can see that Chef Wang is from that background just by the way he handles ingredients, which is beautiful. And he definitely worked in a commercial kitchen, I can tell. And he actually now runs a restaurant in China. Yeah, Wang Gang, that's it. That's the guy, Wang Gang. Yeah. Hello, Chef Joshy. Love your style and easy Asian cooking recipes. I'm from Cape Town. Wow, South Africa. Good luck with your online cooking. It's a great idea. Yeah, thank you. I never thought in my life I would do one day live stream and do videos, but I enjoy this more than I thought I would. Really more than I thought I would. because of you guys. Because of you guys, I think it really like interested in cooking, which again is a great thing I like about England. In China, if you go to a place, because Chinese food is so great, it's they just every place they are so loyal to the local cuisine. They are very very hard to pivot in terms of dinner choice. Well, as you come to England, because English cuisine is not that aggressive, it's very mild cuisine. So British people are very open to try new things, which is absolutely amazing for someone like me. And now I've seen you guys, from all over the world, and you're all open to new stuff, which is more reassuring, really. Uncle Roger is more entertainment, but Liz is a chef and has done collab with Uncle Roger. Yeah, yeah. Uncle Roger is definitely a brilliant entertainer, but he's not a chef. Uh, he's definitely not a chef. I watch I think 3 of his videos. He knows very he knows the crowd very good, which is something that I learned a lot from. But he doesn't know food from a standpoint of a professional. He loves food, I can tell. So he can have opinion on food, definitely. Sarah, there's someone asking your um, reaction, your feedback on the 2 dishes.
Incredible.
Speak to the mic.
Oh, they're incredible. The gung bao chicken is the best.
The gumbao chicken is the best. They're incredible. She has to say that.
I tell you if they were bad.
Yeah. China is such a technical cuisine, but you could study for 20 years in one state and still discover something completely different in the next. Yes, you're absolutely right. Chinese cuisine is like that because China, literally, if you think about, it's like America but very old. So we have mixed ethnic groups for a long time, and all those groups use different cooking styles. And China is a massive, and the climate is very different. So local produce is very different. So when you mix these and keep mixing for like 3,000 years, we have some like really brilliant sort of taste combo and some like weird stuff. So yeah, it's that's why people say, oh, Chinese food. I would say, well, Chinese food doesn't really make sense. It's like European food. Um, you have to be more specific. Sichuan cuisine, French cuisine, Italian cuisine. Instead of a big umbrella Chinese food, because if you think about people from South Sea Islands, from Sichuan, it's very different stuff than people from Inner Mongolia or Beijing.
Is will a well-seasoned cast iron pan work in place of a wok?
So, will a well-seasoned cast iron pan replace a wok? That's the wrong angle to think about this, because wok has some very unique abilities that frying pan cannot do. For example, when it comes to shaping and deep. So wok is really like one thing for all. You will see the video. Sometimes the video I do deep frying in a wok. I do frying in a wok. I do cook crepe in a wok. So wok is like Chinese cleaver. It's multiple things. So cast iron pan, if it's a frying pan, it does what it does. But in my kitchen, it wouldn't replace wok. Wok can replace everything. So vice versa. But again, if you're not like doing complicated cooking, you probably get away with just a frying pan and saucepan. The usual shebang. substitute for MSG. There's a lots of substitute for MSG. Actually, give me a second. I'll see if I can find one in my freezer. I think I did find it. You see this? This is like tiny dried shrimp. So this is how how I would replace MSG, which I don't. But sometimes in a fried rice, I would need this type of seafood-ish MSG flavor, which is this one. This one's packed with glutamate. So if you're somehow scared of MSG, which I really don't think you should, you can use this. Just remember to fry them. If you add them into stock, make sure you to boil them under high gas. Otherwise, the flavor won't come out. These things are really dry, so you really need to sort of hydrate them properly and to get the flavor out. Ah, yeah, sure. Yeah, sorry, I'm just gonna open TikTok on my phone because Sarah's phone just out of battery. Am I able to see my own stream? I don't know how that works. I actually agree with Sabrina. I think Clubs increases followers though, but Joshy U's definitely very knowledgeable and more sharing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm new to this, online thing. So, no, you can't see it. I'm sure you can. Because I checked. I think they said it's possible. Yeah. Ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT will know. Yeah. Yeah. So again, I don't know how Collaborate works. Collaborate is like, I don't know if we have to be in the same location. I've seen people do like a mirror screen thing. I don't know. I don't even know how that works. And I do get some opportunities, I think, in my inbox because that's not the reason I do this channel. I don't know why I do this channel, to be honest. I don't do ads. I don't do anything. Probably, in the future I can promote my business a little bit. That would be nice. And also show you guys. I can't wait to show you guys when I have a commercial kitchen again, just how a food sort of production line set up in a small space and just feeds like 100 people a day. Yeah. Does the ChatGPT know?
Yeah, it says you have to create a new account and log from the second account.
From the second account? Do I have a second account?
Uh-uh.
Oh, right. Oh, in that case, Sarah, can you ask Georgina to come down? Can I just use her phone? Yeah. Tell that to my wife. She will not let me buy anything that contains MSG. And I truly don't understand why it's bad. Just lie to her. No, don't lie. I think if you can just show her a study, because I run a food business now. I run a food business requires labeling. So I'm quite in line with research on food additives, and MSG honestly is one of the most studied ingredients, food additives. And to be honest, I don't think it's a food additives because it's like sugar. It's all those big companies are making MSG, they extract them from natural ingredients, and they're really safe. Otherwise, there's no way UK gonna let you, Europe gonna let you use it, and you'd be surprised just how many how many brands use them. That's like quite a lot. Actually, if you next time you go to the supermarket and the um, crisps, like all the snacks, KFC use them a lot. Um, Actually, in Newcastle, I know a couple of restaurants they start to use them on chips, which is wrong. But it's funny because there's a new place. It's a burger place. I like a premium burger, so it's like massive, and I got one. And then they do this very nice sort of chips, like thicker chips. And there's a option that says seasoned, and the seasoning that comes with spring onions and those white stringy like crystals. And I see, I was like, this is MSG. And yeah, that was quite surprising because I've never seen MSG used on potato chips before. But that's how people know, it actually works in restaurants. Especially in China, they are very strict with food products and quality control. China is not strict with quality. Quality control, yes, because of competition. So we have very, but not policy wise. Each company they try to produce the best stuff they can. Otherwise, there's 10 other brands to buy from. Strict with food products, policy wise, yes. Implementation of the policy, not so much. So we have very strict policy, but a lot of people cut corners. It's a typical developing country. So,
Where are you from?
where am I from? I'm from Inner Mongolia, China. So that's why some people say I look a bit Japanese, which is weird. I don't know. Every time I watch a football match, I see a Japanese team. I was like, that looks awfully familiar, similar to my people. Just for some weird reason, I think it has something to do with the history. I haven't got time to figure that out. But I think there's some history. I think migration. Maybe during the Mongolian War, there's a lot of Mongolian blood or like Manchu blood that actually migrate to Japanese, because that's what it is. And it's just from the mainland China, people keep migrating to Japan when there's a civil war happens in China. Yeah, it's my beard. Yeah, yeah, that's my beard. I should say health and safety. Health and safety, not so much. Health and safety, right, in the UK, health and safety is driven by health department. So I get regular checks and I have very clear schedule of policy to follow. In China, it's the other way. In big cities, for example, if you go to Shanghai, you get checked a lot. But I would say 90% of the cities, if you go to, some of the restaurants will never get checked or not properly checked. But if you poison a customer, they can really, really damage your business. So a lot of restaurants do that out of survival rather than complying with guidance. But again, if you really go to rural area, which is the majority of the Chinese people, Chinese population, I would say 80%, they don't really have a strict health and safety sort of protocol. But again, people that have like stronger immune system immunity, and I don't think that's a good or bad. I just developing country. That's why it's developing. It's if every city is like Shanghai in China, will be will be a very different country.
Someone asked if you can sing throat music.
Throat singing like no. I tried when I was young, um, but I don't know. I have this weird voice box. My voice are like low naturally, but not very doesn't have a wide range, so I can't go very high and I can't go very low, if that makes sense. So I can never be a singer, not in this lifetime. Is rural China very beautiful? Depends. Southern China, very beautiful. My city, very beautiful. If you like a lot of grass, lots of grass, the grassland is magnificent. If you go to Midland China, um, I would say the Chinese civilization started because they've been farming and uh, living there for like at least 5,000 years. So those lands are quite dry. So you see a lot of lifeless land. But landscape is still landscape is still very beautiful.
Where can they order your food from?
Where can they order my food from? If you live in the UK, it's called Wowza Box. WOWZA.com. That's the my website. I sell meal kits. I deliver to all mainland UK.
Do vegetables or protein dominate in stir fry, and does it depend?
Stir fry is a way of cooking, so you can literally cook. Sorry, my cat just jumped on. So the ingredients wise, you can use anything. So I would say meat's number one because in food, meat is number one in terms of frequency in a modern life. But stir fry is just way of cooking. It's like oven cook. For example, my mom would do some stir fry like with like random stuff, which I wouldn't serve in a restaurant, but in a home cooking, that's how we get the food cooked. It's on the stove in a wok. Do you pray before you eat your food? No, I don't. Although, yeah, I like religion. I like religion. I grew up in China where our religion is about people. You see, that we have immortals or gods. That's actually the historic figure. So we have Confucius as a one person to worship. So it's not like a sort of some supernatural beings that like Jesus. So that's our belief system. We have different gods. We have gods of the stove, which is the ancestor of my industry. So I have a post of him, and a lot of restaurants I have a statue of him to be present in the kitchen, and we pray to him every day before we start work, so he will protect us and our business. So that's like borderline superstitious, to be honest. And I like the Western. Western is different. Western, the belief system is much more ritual, spiritual, which at the beginning I don't understand. But for the past 3 years, I start to really understand. And I hope one day I can read the Bible if I have time. I really want to do it because it's not really a scripture of a religion. It's just a way to live.
If it truly protects you.
I don't know. I'm not that religious, so it's just a ritual. It's like, knock on wood type of thing. And I always say, if I don't pray to it and then they'll stop protecting me, then that's a bit, that's a bit childish for God. So probably not worth worshiping anyway. Big fan from Mexico City. Wow, Mexico. Thank you so much for your recipes. You're welcome. They help a lot. Okay, that's what I'm aiming for. It's really help you in the kitchen. I would always have a dry hard beef until I saw your videos. Chinese, for one thing, I think the most valuable part of Chinese cuisine is that we are able to turn some cheap ingredients into like a very beautiful, extraordinary dishes. That's why I never ever go to willingly go to fine dining restaurants in Europe. I just refuse to go to because all the experience I had in those restaurants are truffles, lobsters, wagyu beef, ingredients that I don't need a chef. I don't know. You tell me when you eat caviar, like what kind of chef do you need? Open a can, spoon feeding you as a chef. If when you eat truffles, what kind of chef do you need? So for me, when you need chef, when you need me, is that I have this limited space and limited budget, but I want to enjoy. That's a chef. That's what chef does. And that's how chef makes money. Because if this steak is from some expensive farm, the cows are massaged, about the livestock is massaged and music been playing, what does chef do then? Other than fry that steak, and how many skill is that involved? But when we do, if you see my video with the giant meatballs, and this is just minced pork, but in a good Chinese restaurant, they can charge you $10 for a one meatball because it's the time and effort, and that's a cheap cut, but you can't recreate at home. But you can buy truffle anytime, really. So that's why I don't. I just don't feel like it's worth the money because I can just buy them, and then instead of a restaurant charge me times three and then plus VAT, which is not good. Yeah. Trends come and goes, but Chinese civilization is here forever. Trends comes and goes, and Chinese civilization is here forever. I hope, and I hope all civilizations here forever. I do hope English, the Great Britain is here forever, and I hope US is here forever. All the countries. I hope culturally is so beautiful. At least, before they go, let me know all the recipes. And people are just waking up to the wonders it has to offer. China. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Chinese people do work hard. I mean, we do deserve, I think, prosperity. But again, Chinese is a civilization. It's a 3,000 years of baggage. Sometimes it's hard to shake off. So we have our struggles.
Is there any particular umami spice?
Umami spice. Again, I don't use any spice. So, for example, spice mix or anything like that is beyond a chef. I think because it's like that's a complete product. So you don't need me. So I don't use them. And what's your favorite comfort food? Go-to dish? You will laugh at this. My go-to comfort dish is boiled lamb. I have this way of like really nice fresh lamb, ideally, free like pasture fed. So it took some time for the lamb to grow to, well, actually not lamb, that's like mutton. And I just boil them and with some fermented chives, and I really can taste I say this it creeps Sarah out. I say I can taste the whole life of that goat. I can feel the grass, the kind of grass they're eating, and they whether been naughty running around or a bit stationary. I can taste that in the meat. It's like a connection, really.
Do we need to clean an onion when cooking?
Do we really?
Do you need to clean onions when you cook?
Do you need to clean onions? For onions, I like to buy organic because I don't have to wash them to lose flavor. I don't use organic for all produce, but spring onion I try because in the UK they're not that expensive. Normal spring onions like 56 pence or 60 pence, and organic one like a pound. So organic I don't wash them. I just peel the outside layer, and that's it. However, if they are dirty, then you can rinse them, but rinse them first before cut. Don't cut them and then rinse it. That's overkill.
What are your thoughts on washing meat?
One of my thoughts on washing meat. Yeah. Did you watch my video? You want to stir things up? I don't think you should wash meat, to be honest, for hygiene reasons. For contamination, if you drop the meat or if you don't trust the source of the meat, then you can wash it. For example, um, I don't hunt, but I used to eat game meat. I wash them because I still get the lead and shattered lead from the shotgun in the meat, so I need to wash that off. So that's when I wash. Um, but yeah, if you live in the UK and meat are pretty clean. I mean, I've been to many places. Georgina, do you want some food? Honestly, go for it. Yeah. So I've been to a lot of factories. I mean, they're really good. I mean, UK food hygiene is God, it's amazing. So I really don't recommend washing meat because it does nothing. And second, if you think the meat is off, like I showed you in the video, you can blanch them very quickly. That will actually, reduce the odor and make the food fresher. But washing does nothing, really. What's the most interesting or strangest food you've eaten? Oh God, sorry, British people. I have a few, and it's all British food. You know the stargazing pie, stargazing pie. That's horrendous. Star, as in the star in the sky, gazing pie. So literally, they have a pie. It's like a round shaped pie, but instead of the minced beef and all the good stuff, they stick, I think, anchovies or some like smaller fish into the pie, but head facing upwards. That's why it's stargazing. So all the fish look like this. And then it tastes horrendous as well. Actually, I don't think I had it. Oh, I can't remember fish pie. I think I had fish pie. Maybe not the head sticking out, but it's like fish pie and tastes not very good because for fish to cook in oven temperature, it's very hard to remove the odor. It's very hard. Can chicken be cooked after more than 3 days in the fridge? Absolutely. Absolutely. 3 days is nothing. Yeah, you past use by days, 2 days. I've eaten those chicken like often. Nothing. I'm still here.
Is there a rule for when to use rice noodles versus egg noodles?
Is there a rule when to use rice noodles and egg noodles? Depends on the dish. If the recipe tells you to use rice noodles, use rice noodles. If the recipe tells you to use egg noodles, then use egg noodles, because these two are very different. They almost can't replace each other. That's so awesome. This is live. I love your comments. I have learned a lot about cooking from you. Good, good. I'm glad. I'm glad. And To be honest, the first day I start my training, I was just amazed how many techniques and knowledge that has gone into this industry. I had so much respect. I started to learn how ignorance and how big of a idiot I am and I was and still I am just about because each industry their craft is like amazing. Like you wouldn't realize, The other day I went into a laser cutting factory. It just blows my mind. It's each industry is so evolved and it's so precise and so deep. And cooking, of course, you would think chef as a working class, it's it's labor and sweat, which it is definitely absolutely is sweat and labor, but the knowledge and the pride and also the sense of um, quality that a chef has is amazing. Obviously, they get rewarded, which they get paid by customers, but still.
Do you have a knife maker preference?
Do I have a knife maker preference? Anything under 30 pound is my favorite.
Any tips for knowing when meat is fully cooked? I'm visually impaired, so it's hard for me.
So any tip on when meat is overly cooked or fully cooked?
Just any tips for knowing when meat is fully cooked?
Right. Okay. So there's for small piece. I hope that you can tell the difference. If you can't, then taste one. For big piece of meat, the big piece of pork I cooked today, you just drive a chopstick right in the middle, and then if it pierce through without any resistance, that's cooked through. And also, when you take the chopstick out, give a little squeeze to see if there's any blood still coming out. If it's a pure stock, gray color liquid coming out, the meat is cooked. Love your videos. I've been using your meat velveting technique. Yes. It's helped me so much with the dry texture of meat. Good. Any tips for meal prep for weight loss dishes? Here's my take. Here's my take. I don't believe any compromise in cooking. So if you want to lose weight, eat less. That's my honest opinion. Because I know, if, for example, if you buy a cheesecake and they say the cheesecake made with light yogurt, light cream, I don't believe that for a second. And those reduced fat crisps, that's all a scam. The fat will reduce by 5%, 10%, and they still full fat. Otherwise, how do they cook it? So for you, I think cook the food really nice and cook some horrible, not horrible, like have some healthy, like, I don't know, a big bowl of salad and have that good food, but smaller portion and really enjoy it. And then fill yourself up with this stuff that less desirable. That's my approach. And that's what. So I wouldn't, I wouldn't reduce, I wouldn't cut corners and I still would eat food, like proper food, but smaller portion if I'm worried about my weight. Your humility about learning cooking techniques has humbled me. When I made dinner for the family, I think half carbs, half quarter for protein, and quarter of vegetables. So that's three-quarter of carbs. So vegetables are carbs too. So that's carbs and protein. That's nice. That's nice, especially the vegetable bit. I'm having difficulty eating vegetables. I hate them all. I have long hair like you, but what? It's amazing. You know why I have long hair? COVID. Because I used to pay 30 pounds in the UK. I kid you not. I have this like short hair that cost me 30 pounds to get a haircut. And then I just didn't think at the time it was a ripoff until COVID. And Actually, my head is quite big, so ponytail works. And I didn't spend any money on haircut ever. You just scissors and then cut. And I have an amazing business partner that can do that cut. And that's money saved. And so from now on, unless something dramatically happens, for example, if I keep getting ticks and like, what's that, fleas in your head?
Lice?
Lice, yeah. Otherwise, yeah. But I don't think I'll get that in the UK. So yeah, long hair.
What's the best oil to stir fry in?
Oh,
while
sorry,
sauteing?
David. I have long hair, but it's falling out. Any advice for me? Are you British? I'm sorry, there's no advice. It's just wrong DNA. I mean, I don't know. It's just, stand in the center of the room and, that's, and lights up everybody. I'm sorry, British people. I mean, you guys are crazy. Like when I come, I have this like he's really handsome guy, like really, really good looking guy. And he started to lose hair on 25, year 25, which again, just like watching cheese melt. It's like tragedy. He just becomes this 40-year-old guy in 6 months. He lost three-quarter of his hair in like half a year. And I always tease him. But hey, testosterone, what makes you, what breaks you. I'm not British. Where are you from, buddy? Ha ha ha. I hate fruit. Hate it all. People look at me like I'm crazy. Well, hate fruit. I don't know. I think there's a lot of myth about healthy food and you should eat more this and that because for me, that's just for me. It's like to determine any kind of diet is good or bad for you, you have to eliminate all the variables. And how do you do that in a person's life over 30 years? That's just not feasible. So I'm South African colored. So not what you worry about. You guys are built for both. You're pretty cool. Michael Jordan, that's handsome dude, and you can slam dunk. You're very funny, like the money saving tips as well. I I'm not. I don't think I'm cheap. You tell me. I do think I spend money. I just don't. I like to get my money worth. I like to think that when I spend the money is for the purpose I paid for, rather than the purpose that is hidden. Just eat whatever you want and all in balance. Yeah, for sure. That's good. Have you ever been very sugar reliant, like either desserts? Sarah, I need your help on this English. Can you read
Yeah.
this comment? Have you been ever sugar?
Have
I
you
can't.
been-
Resilient
Like
is that?
like have you ever no 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 have you ever been addicted to sugar? Like you keep eating sugar, you can't
Yeah.
stop.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's another funny story. When I first come to UK, I kid you not, Asda, which is like a Walmart for the US folks. It's amazing. It's the cheapest supermarket. I love it. But they have this 1 pound triple chocolate cookies. And my landlord got a bag for me and I ate it. I got knocked out. I felt dizzy and I had to go to bed after one piece of cookie. So that's how I'm not used to sugar before I come to the UK. And then as I live in the UK for longer, for a short period of time in my life, I eat dessert every day. And it's been a wild ride. I enjoyed it until I realized like this is not good. So I just cut it off. So I don't eat like so very sugary, but once in a while I do. I do.
making the perfect rice?
Any tips for making perfect rice? You will choose the crops for this year. For example, 2025, when you go buy rice, you always ask the suppliers, is this year's crops? That's very important because sometimes, especially in supermarket, they will sell you crops from last year. And that's how you make good rice. It's fresh, it'll be good. I have a seafood diet. Whatever food I see, I eat. Luckily, no allergens for me, except pre-diabetic. Ooh, bless you, bless you. Maybe try a ketogenic diet or something. Pre-diabetic is not good. It's not good. Any tips to make takeaway style duck chow mein at home? And how to keep skin crispy? Skin crispy is frying, and it's. I made a video about cook duck at home, like picking duck style duck. So this involves vinegar, sugar, and water. You do a layer and then you dry them out. It's a it's a long process, but you can just fry them. Yeah, guys, just let you know, I'm getting off in about 6 minutes, so 7:30. I'm getting off. So any questions, feel free to ask. Um, is MSG okay to use? Yes, absolutely. Chef, I need a wok question mark. I would say yes. If you think about it, get one. It's amazing. And don't spend over 30 pounds on it. Don't spend over 30 pounds on any cooking utensils. I don't recommend it. Do not buy any coated one. That's very important, actually. No coating is good. No matter how much they advertise, they're safe, they're resilient, they're scratch free. No, don't buy coated ones. Buy a good, thick, heavy cast iron or just anything pure metal. That's what you need. And it should not cost you over 30 pounds. Otherwise, you will ask them, what kind of coating are you adding? Why you charge me so much? Is it because some celebrity chef use it? Requests for tofu dishes. Wow, I thought you guys don't like tofu because a lot of British people don't like tofu. Yeah, of course, definitely. Mushroom dishes, noodle dishes, please, thanks. Are you a vegetarian? Are you a vegan? Yeah, I can save you. Vegan food is horrible, but I know some good food. Chinese, Chinese vegan food are very good because China has about 2,000 years of Buddhism culture, so they eat nothing but they don't use any animal products, so they developed quite a nice. Well, same today actually. If you go to a vegan restaurant today, tofu, mushroom, soy sauce, vegan oyster sauce, vegan this, vegan that. So, what is the best brand of wok? Cheap is good, and check the ingredients. So check how they made it. If it's 100% cast iron, and that won't cost you much. Besides, I don't have anything against expensive woks. I don't think they're rip-off. They have reason to be expensive. I give them the benefit of the doubt. But wok cooking is very aggressive, and the wok takes a lot of beating. So you prepare to change your wok every 3 to 5 years at least. So buy a cheap one so you get new ones all the time instead of getting an expensive one and then just anything that after 10 years is not very good. Like that guy losing hair, tragedy. Sorry, I have to use you as a comedy lead for today. Thank you for being a good sport, my man. What is the please do a fried rice dish? I'll try to do a fried rice because I like to do fried rice on a commercial turbo burner. On this sad little stove I have, it's just I'm gonna break the stove, you know. So I will do one day. I have really enjoyed the live stream. Yeah, me too. I actually scheduled for 7 o'clock. I decided to be here at 7:30. Yeah. Is your restaurant in Newcastle? We'll have to visit. Yeah, I think I'll stream the process of how I set up the kitchen and how I develop the menu. And you will know the location by then. Hasn't confirmed yet, but if you're from Newcastle, yeah, come in and see me. I'm probably gonna stream from restaurant like very often as well. I think people really enjoy just how kitchen works. But we don't have commercial burners at home. What's that related to? Is that related to
Fried rice.
what? Fried rice. Oh, right. I did a fried rice video. You can check that one out. I use this. It's in my channel, just how to do a fried rice. But that's a home version. I'll do a commercial version where I'm comfortable to charging you, say, £15 for egg fried rice. I'll show you how to do that. And it's not overcharged. It's a very bargain. And it won't be on my menu because I'm not going to charge £15 in Newcastle for fried rice. I think the Newcastle football fans will storm my stores. I feel vegan food is like light version of dishes. They are not. Yeah, it's right actually. That's in line with the Buddhism philosophies, like strip off the enjoyments of life so you get the truth. That's basically the philosophy. And sadly, without protein and fat, which our taste buds are evolved to appreciate because we need those amino acids. Yeah, vegan food can be light, and if the vegan food doesn't taste light, man, it's really like heavy. Like I don't know, you'll feel sleepy afterwards. I know some like aubergine dishes like knock you out, like the Asta cookie. I have outside work that puts out a lot, but and cooking with fast pace, would you prefer less heat or different burner? Fast pace is definitely, that's why we use turbo burner. Some YouTubers use this like it looks like a jet engine. That's turbo burner, and then you see today's stir fry took me about 6 minutes in the wok to cook. In the turbo burner is about 45 seconds. So speed is everything. And while I was a head chef, I have two turbo burners. I work at the same time, and my record was I served 220 people in one day, 8 hour service. I served 220 people by myself. By myself, I cooked everything. You know, so that's the turbo burner. With normal burners, no way I can do that. Yeah, so guys, it's a 7:31. I need to release. I like to stay in chat, but I need to release Sarah because yeah, Sarah needs to go. So next time we will, yeah, I'll see you all next time. Now, thank you all for coming to the stream, and thank you all for the support. And yeah, I'll see you all next time. Thank you. Bye bye.